everybody, this is Caitlin here, aka Scribble Sketch, and I hope you're all having a lovely, gentle, calming Sunday for you today. I hope it's absolutely lovely. Today in particular, I'm going to be discussing something, or rather telling you a story from my life. I decided to make this kind of little side series or whatnot that I might bring up every now and again when I remember something funny or kind of weird or crazy that's happened in my life and whatnot, and I think, hey, this would make a little cute vlog where I tell you guys something you maybe didn't know about me in my life and everything like that. And I guess it's like another way of like learning a little bit about me for maybe some new subscribers who have just joined and whatever and haven't been with the channel for very long, so they might not know some stories or whatever about what's happened to me in my life and everything. So I figured it would be a pretty funny thing to do, like every now and again. Let me know down below if you would like to hear some more stories and whatnot from me, because I would love to hear if any of you guys even have any questions or any of you guys just want to do something. I'm also thinking about maybe doing a video where like I leave a video and ask you guys to comment on it, basically whatever the heck you want, and then we'll do a follow-up video where like I read your comments and everything, or even try and encourage people to comment more, so then I can maybe do like a series where I read your comments and everything. I think that would be a really neat idea. A little side video series, whatever, that kind of involves you guys and brings you into the video essentially, and you know, you get a little shout out and a little cameo and whatnot with your comment and everything. So I think that'd be a little interesting. But on to the topic of today's video, and this is actually kind of a funny one to start off with, as I see my reflection in the screen of the camera on my glasses. That looks a little bit weird, but I'm going to try and not focus too heavily on that, because then we're going to get some screenception here. It's probably just because I'm just like, the lighting in this room is shining off my glasses, but maybe if I sit here, maybe if I sit here, who knows, actually, we'll just see what happens. But anyway, the title of this video obviously down below is How Star Wars Stole My Friend. This is kind of needs a little bit of explaining, so a little bit of backstory. When I was about, I would like to say I was maybe 10, 11 years old. It was before I started high school, so I believe it was before the age of 12 or 13. I think I was about 11 years old. I lived in an area where basically there's quite a lot of kids and whatnot. The only issue is that the kids would quickly decide if things were no longer cool very, very quickly, which would be a bit of a shame for me. So growing up, I was not really into girly things or anything like that. I didn't like dolls, I didn't like makeup or dressing up. I was really into kind of boyish things at the time. So I liked, when I was younger, I liked things like, I still like things like this. I like Pokemon, still like Pokemon. I played a bit of Yu-Gi-Oh! I don't really play it now or whatever, but when I was younger, I loved it. I watched cartoon series and everything. I loved stuff like Sonic, I loved Beyblade. If anyone remembers Beyblade, I was an avid fan of Beyblade. But it was almost like every single time I got into something and, you know, I was enjoying it and like I was having a good time with it, the majority of like the kids in my area would be like, nah, that's not cool anymore, we don't play that. So then I'd be like, I had like a whole set of Beyblades, I had like even like a little Beyblade arena and everything like that. And then like maybe a couple months later, the kids were just like, nah, that's not cool anymore, we don't play that anymore. I'd just be left to play with my Beyblades on my own and everything like that. But I did have a friend who I wanted to keep anonymous or whatever, because we're not friends anymore. We'll call him, what will we call him? We'll call him Bob. We'll call him Bob for the sake of this video, so that he remains anonymous. Bob was pretty much my only friend who would stick by me with things that I still liked. So whenever like they were like, oh, that's not cool anymore, he would still play these games with me. So like we still played the Beyblades every now and then. We still played Pokemon. We still went around to each other's house to play Sonic games and everything like that, which was cool. And then it got to a point where I'm not quite sure if it was to do with some kind of promotional thing, or there was something going on or whatever, but it kind of ties into like the whole Star Wars related thing. So it was maybe like, I'm not quite sure, I'm pretty sure it was the summertime, but there was a new kid who moved into the area. I never actually found out the kid's name in the end. I just remember not liking them very much, and that was the reasons for why are to come. You will find these things out as I explain the story. So this new kid moved into the area and whatnot, and we didn't really know how to approach him, whether we should approach him, because, you know, he was roughly about the same age group as us, but we didn't know anything about him, so we didn't know whether or not he'd want to like come out and play with us and everything like that. So we were trying to like do renaissance, or not renaissance, we were trying to reconnaissance. We were trying to like, not spy on him, but keep an eye on him in his garden to figure out, do we want to go and play with him? Do we want to invite him out? Or do we just think that he's just a weird kid and we're not going to bother, we're just going to play ourselves? So then eventually we saw him like playing in his garden with a lightsaber toy. And now I don't know if anything, like, I'm trying to think of when I was 14, well not 14, when I was like 11. It must have been about, well, I started high school in like 2006 maybe, so this must have been like maybe 2004, was maybe 3, I'm not too sure, but it was around about that time, and he had like this brand new lightsaber toy. I don't know if it was to promote something or some kind of like new thing going on in Star Wars, because again, I have never seen Star Wars. You can crucify me all you want and everything, but I still have never seen like Star Wars. I've seen like clips and everything like that, but I've never actually sat down and watched any of the films. But yeah, he was playing with a Star Wars toy, and my friend Bob was like avidly impressed with it. Now, I had no clue what was going on. I just knew it was a lightsaber because, you know, you're a kid, you know what a lightsaber is, even if you've never actually seen Star Wars. So I wasn't really that like keen, and I was like, oh, he plays Star Wars. Like, we don't want to go play with him, do we? But then my friend was like, I kind of want to play with him. Like, I want to see what he's like. You know, he's got a new lightsaber. It's cool. However, and eventually the kid realized that, you know, there's people outside his fence watching him play with this lightsaber, because everyone's like, oh my god, he's got this new lightsaber and it's got all these sound effects and blah, blah, blah. And he invites kids in to play into his garden. It's like, do you want to play Star Wars with me? And everyone's like, cool. And they rush off to go get their lightsabers from their houses and everything. And I'm kind of just stood there and I'm like, I don't like Star Wars and everything. I don't have a lightsaber and everything. And I was like, I can still play, right? Because, you know, even though I wasn't really interested in it or anything in Star Wars, I didn't want to be the one kid who was like left out of playing this game, you know, this social, like this like isolation, just because I didn't have a lightsaber toy. But then, you know, he's inviting kids into his garden, and I go in to walk into his garden, and literally he shuts the gate in my face, and I'm just stood outside going, what? Like, why are you locking me out? And he's like, oh, you're a girl, and you don't have a lightsaber. And they're like, on 2 points here. Pretty lame. One, it was fine for all of my other friends, or like the one friend, Bob, to play with me, even though I was a girl. And 2, this is discrimination against kids who don't have lightsabers. Like, what? I don't have to necessarily need to have a lightsaber just to play whatever game you're playing with your made-up glowy swords and everything like that. But no, I was shunned, and I wasn't allowed in the kids' garden by decree of him to play because I didn't own a lightsaber and because I was a girl. So immediately, my friend Bob was just like, yeah, I'll talk to you later. Goes off to play with this kid, and I'm the only one outside left. Like, literally, no other kids are in the area at the moment. Literally, because most of them are like, either they don't want to play with me because I'm a girl and I like boy things, and that was weird at that time. This was not when we were very progressive as children, mind you. This was back in the days, I want to say 2003, 2004-ish or whatever. You know, not really progressive and whatnot, and things were different in that time. But yeah, like, there was nobody else to play with, and obviously, being the mature child that I was at this day and age or whatever, I went home crying to my mother. I was like crying my eyes out. I was like, my friends don't want to play with me, and there's this weird new kid and he has a lightsaber, and I don't know why that's cool or whatever, but now they're all playing with him and nobody wants to play with me. So I was pretty upset. I was very, very upset. I went up to my room crying or whatever because I was just like, Bob doesn't want to play with me because I don't have a lightsaber like that kid over there and everything. So yeah, I was upset for the remainder of the night, and I didn't talk to anyone for the remainder of the night. I vividly remember, I think I just played on my GameCube for the rest of the night because I was very upset and I didn't want to talk to anyone. And then it was the next morning, I'm getting ready for school or whatever, still bummed. I didn't go to the same school as any of the kids in my neighborhood. I went to a completely different school, which also made things difficult because then, like, I didn't really have too many friends at primary school, which is the school you go to before high school for anyone who's not native to the UK and doesn't actually know what primary school is. I didn't have any kids that I was really friends with. Like, I had kids that I associated with, but I would never really call them close friends because, you know, there's like a difference of opinion. The guys didn't really want to be my friend because I was a girl, and the girls didn't really want to be my friend because I liked boyish things. It was a weird kind of juxtaposition here where I was like in the middle here, and I was like, I don't really fit in with any of these circles. So yeah, that was also an awkward thing because none of the kids I went to were in my school, lived near me or lived in the same neighborhood. So then I was kind of like isolated on both fronts here. And then it was when I got home from school, my mom like literally like picked me up from school, and we drove like straight past our house, and I'm like, Mom, where are we going? Like, this isn't how we get home. She's like, I'm taking you to Argos, I'm gonna buy you like the cheapest lightsaber that there is. I'm just like, what? Like, what? And so he's like, okay, you're upset because they won't let you play because you don't have a lightsaber. I'm pretty sure we can find you a cheap lightsaber so that you can go outside and play and not be sad. So I was just like, thank you, Mom, thank you. Mom here for the team. She's here to try and make sure that I can play with the other kids and that I'm not isolated and sad. Yes, we end up driving to Argos, which, if no one else knows, is like not really a toy shop. It's like one of those weird shops where it's like nothing is actually on the shelf except for maybe like 1 or 2 things. Everything's in a catalogue, and you have to give them a number and then pay for it before you actually see the item. It's a very weird shop. I don't know if Argos exists in the US. If it does, let me know. It's a very strange style of shop. It always baffles me that this is a thing that happens. So we went to Argos. We've got like the cheapest lightsaber. I believe it was a green one. I don't know if that means anything. I know the other ones are blue, some are red, but like I got a green lightsaber. It was like the cheapest one. I think it was like £12 or something, so it wasn't that expensive. But you know, it lit up, it made the noises, it did the whoosh thing when like you flicked it out and the whole blade came out and everything like that. I was like, I don't know if that's a significant thing, but it was cool. And I was like, yeah, I can finally go play with him now, yay! So then I go over, after getting changed up my uniform and everything like that, because we don't want to mess up our uniforms, children. That would be very, very bad. Mother would not be happy after she went out and bought me this lightsaber that I apparently needed to play with the kids. So then I go out to try and find my friends and whatnot to see where they were. Can't find them anywhere. I go to the new kid's garden. I don't actually know his name. So then when I knock on the door to maybe see if any of my friends are inside in his garden, his parents, like, or rather his mother shows up at the door. Clearly doesn't know who I am because they've just moved into the area and they're not too sure yet. And I'm just like, I don't know the kid's name. And it's like, and so I had to be like very generic. I was like, is everyone coming out to play? Like just like that, like really awkward child. Imagine me being even tinier, like long length hair and everything like that. Because I did have long hair at one point. Long length hair. And I'm like, is anyone coming out to play? And clearly she didn't trust me for some reason. This random girl that she'd never met, and clearly her kid had not associated with. So she seemed very reluctant to say anything. And then she was just like, oh, he's grounded. He's not coming outside. I was just like, yes, this is a very good sign. And I still had my lightsaber and everything, and I was like, oh, okay, that's sad. Thinking in my mind, I'm just like, yes, he's grounded. He's not coming out to steal my friends. Yes. So then I go out to try and find all my other friends and whatnot, and again, can't find any of them. I go around to their houses and everything, and parents appear at the door who actually know who I am because I did play with their children. And it's like, are they coming out to play? And it's like, no, they're grounded. It's like, why is everyone grounded? Did something happen? Did an event occur that I don't understand? Is all the people gone? And eventually I found out everyone was grounded because of a fight that basically broke out with the lightsabers and everything. I don't know I couldn't remember the exact details of what had happened, but apparently some younger kids had shown up with the lightsabers. Some kind of battle was declared, and apparently it got too rough because the older kids who were like my age, you had like a bunch of like 12 to 11 year olds, then you had like a bunch of 6 and 7 year olds apparently got into a fight. The older kids took it way too seriously, basically beat up the younger kids, who then told their mothers and fathers and parents, and basically got all the other kids grounded and everything. So there was nobody else for me to play with. So again, I walked back home with my lightsaber with no one to play with, and Mom's like, why are you back here now? Like, wasn't the lightsaber enough? Why? What, you not playing? It's like, everyone's grounded, it's not fair, now I can't play with anyone. Back upstairs I go to play on my GameCube. But that's basically the kind of story how, like, Star Wars still my friend. Like, it's just like, hey, just because this kid's got, like, a cool looking lightsaber toy, everyone just wants to play with them. And I automatically was left out for being the one person who, one, didn't own a lightsaber, and 2, was like the only girl in the foreseeable area. There were other girls in the neighborhood and whatnot, but they also didn't really like me too much because of my interests and everything like that. But it didn't break the friendship entirely. Bob eventually was ungrounded and whatnot, and we were friends for like another, I'd say 2 to 3 years, but I think after the first year of high school, the friendship like quickly crumbled away. Because again, we went to first different primary schools and then different high schools. So our time together quickly and rapidly dwindled, and to the point where I was like, it was no longer cool for me to apparently hang out with their 14-year-old or 13-year-old son. Apparently it wasn't cool to associate with me, a girl, anymore, which was really, really weird, and I never understood that. I was like, why would you not want to associate with me? I've been like your friend for like the past 5 years or something like that. So yeah, that friendship sadly didn't last, but I'm not too bummed about it anymore. I was obviously bummed about it at the time, being a young and emotionally unstable child and whatnot, but moral of the story is don't let a lightsaber get between you and a friend. Maybe that knowledge can help maybe future people. I don't know how relevant this story will be in the future. Maybe not. But don't get jelly of other people's toys, essentially, or lightsabers, or the fact that you don't actually enjoy or have ever seen different franchises and whatnot. So if anyone gives you what's the word? If everyone gives you trouble or like bother for not seeing something that is apparently critically acclaimed, don't be too fussed about it. Literally, I am one of those people, and I've like not seen the majority of major franchise and whatnot. I will even greatly make a grave for myself by saying, never seen Star Wars, never seen Lord of the Rings, never seen Star Trek, also never seen Game of Thrones. Again, I've seen like clips and stuff, and I know the general like what goes on in all these different franchises. Never sat down to watch any of them. I'm sorry, please don't hate me. I swear to God, please don't hate me. I like other things. I like the animes and the Force of Wills and card games and video games. Please stay subscribed. Please stay subscribed. Stay subscribed, please. But I hope you enjoyed this little story. Let me know if you'd like to know any more little tidbits, little stories and whatnot of me explaining different things from my childhood and whatnot. There's also like a couple of things I'd like to talk about from even just like my teen years, or even like stuff that's going on, like that's gone on in like conventions and whatnot. Because I could tell you a story or two about things that have happened to me at like big massive cosplay conventions and whatnot. Because boy, they are a doozy. I can't believe I just used the word doozy. That is just, oh my god, why did I say that? But I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. Also, my cheeks are very red in this video. I'm recording this. What am I talking about? It's probably because it's probably because, oh, that right there. Probably because I'm tired recording this at I'm not wearing a watch. At some time of the day after I've been to see a film, and films make me tired afterwards. That's probably why I'm messing up my words and everything. But the point is, I hope you enjoyed this video, as rambly and as incoherent as it probably was. Let me know down below, did anything ever get between you and your friends when you were growing up? Did some kind of divisive thing happen? Did a new kid arrive and suddenly you lost your friend or something like that? Or were you the new kid and you found it hard to make friends in a new neighborhood and whatnot? I'd like to know. Share your stories down below, guys, and maybe we'll make a video where we discuss people's different comments and different views and whatever. I might make a video where I'm reading comments and everything from different videos. Let me know down below, guys, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see all you guys next time. This video was made possible thanks to patrons such as Houston Moore, Alucard, and Craig McCutcheon.